Abide in my love, abide in my love. As the Father has loved me, so I love you. Abide in my love.
Hey Harvest Kids, Bethany here coming at you once again from my couch to your couch. Today we are introduced to a guy named Habakkuk.
What's a Habakkuk? It's a book in the Bible, in the Old Testament. Can you guess the name of the guy who wrote it? That's right, Habakkuk. What a weird name. Habakkuk was a prophet of God. A prophet's job was to speak for God to his people. It wasn't a very fun job. God's people were always messing up and making God mad. Whenever that happened, God would talk to the prophet about it. And then the prophet had to talk to the people about it. The name Habakkuk means to wrestle. That's weird. Why would you ever name your kid Wrestler? Oh, sweet. It's a weird name, but it's good for Habakkuk. He had to wrestle with the people all the time, telling them to stop making bad choices. He didn't wrestle them like that. He wrestled them with his words. He also wrestled with God, because they didn't always agree. So he asked God lots of questions. Why do mean people seem to get away with bad behavior? Why don't you do anything about it? Why do I have such a weird name?
Now that we know who Habakkuk was, let's open up our Bibles to the book that he wrote. It's a really tiny book at the end of the Old Testament. So let's let our Books of the Bible song help us find this today.
The books of the Bible, time-tested and reliable. Scripture has a power that's undeniable. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, and Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, and Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, and Zephaniah. Nahum, Habakkuk, and Zephaniah. Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. The books of the Bible, their wisdom's verifiable. Scripture has a power that's undeniable.
Did you find it? Awesome. The first time we see Habakkuk wrestle with God, we see him asking God, why? Why are things the way they are? Have you ever wondered that? Have you ever had a hard day or a hard couple of days and wondered, why is this happening? Why are good things happening to bad people and bad things happening to good people? God, where are you? Well, that's what Habakkuk was asking God. In Habakkuk chapter 1, Habakkuk prays to God and he says, "Oh Lord, how long shall I cry for help and you will not hear? Or cry to you violence and you will not save? Why do you make me see iniquity and why do you idly look at wrong? Destruction and violence are before me, and strife and contention arise. So the law is paralyzed, and justice never goes forth. For the wicked surround the righteous, so justice goes forth perverted." Habakkuk is looking at the world around him and saying, this isn't the way that it should be. Why are you not listening to me, Lord? Why are you letting these things happen? And God has an answer for him that surprises Habakkuk.
God had one simple answer for Habakkuk. God told Habakkuk to relax. Habakkuk needed to know that God had it under control. Hey, that rhymes! And this is what God told him.
The Lord replied, "Look around at the nations. Look and be amazed. For I am doing something in your own day, something you wouldn't believe, even if somebody told you about it."
Oh boy, I wonder what God was gonna do.
That work that God was doing, that he said Habakkuk wouldn't even understand if he knew, was that God was raising up an enemy to come and take over Habakkuk and the people of Israel. In our minds, that doesn't seem like the best response. That's only making matters worse, right? But remember, in verse 5, he said, I am doing a work in your days that you wouldn't believe even if someone told you. You see, when we cry out to God for help, or when we wonder why things are the way that they are, and we ask God, sometimes he doesn't respond in the way that we think he will. But there are a few things that we can always know about God. When I'm alone, I can know that God is always there. Habakkuk felt alone. He saw everything going the wrong way and he felt alone, but God was right there to answer him when he called. When I feel scared, when I don't think that the things are going right, God is there to say, I'm doing a work. When I'm confused, God is saying, I'm in control. When I'm in pain, God is saying, I have a purpose for that pain. So when you look around and you think this isn't the way that it's supposed to be, I want you to know that it's okay to go to God and ask questions. But I also want you to know that you have to be ready to hear God's answer, even if it's not what you want to hear. You see, there's always a reason for the things that we're going through. And someday we'll know that reason. But until then, God invites us, like he invited Habakkuk, to just relax and trust him.
When you look around, things don't always make sense. Tell God about it. And if you listen really hard, you just might hear him say what he said to Habakkuk. RELAX. God's got it under control.
Memory verse! Look at the proud. They trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by the faithfulness to God.
Harvest Kids, you are loved.